So the devotional is called More Than Enough. And so I would love for you to share. I know I want to get into your story, backstory and everything too, but if you want to give us just a little bit about which focus, like what, because everybody has kind of their like, it's more than my job or more than a mom or more than, and there's all these different ones. And so I would love for you to share just a little bit about which one you chose and why. So,
So the book itself is literally, I want to say it's almost a breaking of barriers and labels that society has placed on women. And so to be a part of that project, just because that's a cause like really dear and near to me,
mhm.
in terms of propelling women's voices and helping them like obliterate shame and come out from hiding their gifts, their talents. And so my portion is actually called, I started with More Than My Religion, and somehow she retitled it More Than My Gift. It was a lot of editing, a lot of back and forth. But I chose More Than My Religion because I feel too often, especially those of us who wear the many hats, right? We're moms, we're employees, we're wives, we're daughters, we're sisters. Those labels kind of define how we show up in spaces
Mhm.
comparative to I am a daughter of Christ, right? Like I'm God's own child. And that is the first label that I should have, regardless of the space that I show up in. And so
Mhm.
that's where I wrote from. I wrote from my upbringing in Chicago as a small child and being raised in the church, but not really having a relationship with Jesus,
Mhm.
and how that didn't come to later on. And so now, although I am a public school teacher and there's been this ginormous, shift in certain states with trying to bridge the gap between church and state, while others are going the exact opposite direction. I bring the joy of Jesus in every room that I enter into, whether it be a classroom, whether it be my bedroom, wherever I am, the joy of Jesus is going to come with me. And so that's where I wrote about how I'm trying to honestly like navigate this weird space of honoring my relationship with God, yet keeping my job, trying to love on young people but still honor their like it's just like this weird tightrope walk that I share in my portion. And I give a little backstory, a lot of which honestly I've never shared before.
Mhm.
And so it's going to be interesting to see how it's received.
Yeah. Well, that was, yeah, a lot of what you were saying is kind of like why I reached out because I know already personally some of the other authors who are on there. Actually, one of them, I connected them, and then she decided to do it, and I was like, "Yes, so exciting!" And I was just listening to the podcast of you guys all talking, and you were talking about that whole being growing up with religion and not realizing the difference between relationship. And I was like, oh yeah, I resonate with that 100%. And then you said you were from Chicago, and I was like, we lived in Chicago, and all that. So I was like, I got to reach out to her. I want to share this story a little bit more. So